Packers. It's so nice to see the entire world talking about the Packers as what they are and what they have been, what they were last year, but fell short of what they were the past couple of seasons and fell short of Super Bowl contenders, soon to be Super Bowl champions. Who's going to stop them? And who's going to outrun them? Who's going to outquick them? They all look like they are hopped up on pixie sticks, this team. We're going to get into it with their win over the Commanders. They made look human, a NFC contending team from the championship game in the conference last year. Wow, their star safety, Evan Williams, waking up with Up and Adams this morning. He'll break it all down. We also have All-Pro Super Bowl champion Aqib Talib setting the tone for week 2. What a win for the Packers. What else can I say? I was very excited about this team all offseason, of course. It is so nice to see them get the love, and they should. Like, it's undeniable how incredible they look. Back-to-back weeks, short week, where they've dominated a top 5 offense. You'll love to see it. Poke holes. I don't know how hard that'll be to do. I'm sure somebody will find a way to do it, not me. Back-to-back wins. And again, this like weird, not weird, but this elevated emphasis on tone setting and control and saying this is ours. We're here. We're confident. We're that team. I think that's a scary part of this, right? It's not just that they've won and won big. It's that it feels like they haven't been really tested yet. And this was supposed to be the toughest first 2 weeks for any team in the entire league. And they did it last night without 2 starting offensive linemen somehow. I think that is unbelievable. They did it losing Jaden Reed, and we'll ask Evan Williams, safety for the Packers, about that. Of course, they lose him early in the game with that broken collarbone. I don't know. I guess those are tests. They are being tested with those sort of little things and adversity, if you want to call losing 2 offensive linemen little things. Jordan was brilliant. He had a couple misses to Golden, whatever. They're going to get that cleaned up. The chemistry is going to continue to build. He did miss a little bit of time in training camp after getting hurt in the preseason, Jordan Love. But this defense is mean. They're aggressive. They have attitude. They punch the Commanders' offense in the mouth. Washington had no answer. Lions and Commanders each only had 1 game last year where they gained less than 250 yards. The Packers have now held both of these offenses under that to start the season. Scoozy, do the math for me. Like, what? I know that I'm not overreacting. And I know I've got the softest of spots for this unsoft squad. I am not a prisoner of the moment. I'm just looking at the way what's in front of me, the way that this team is playing. The roster doesn't have holes. I think Matt LaFleur is obsessed with speed. Speed, of course, comes with youth, but they just look like everyone else is. They made Jaden Daniels look human yesterday. They made him look like he's not the fastest kid alive. Yeah, roster holes. I don't know. Do you have any? Hit me up in the comments here. What's going to keep this team from going to the Super Bowl? Like nothing? Like what? They do have to go on the road. So we'll have to talk about that. But like, I don't know. Hamilton, before we bring in Evan Williams, I know he's getting checked in here. I'm so excited to have him, by the way. Like, what a freaking guest to wake up with here from New York this morning. I will say, like, in watching it, in my like fan eyes, they're just fast. I keep thinking of, and I'm sure Evan Williams, being as young as he is, has never seen Superbad. Maybe he has. Maybe he's cultured. But it's that scene where the cops are chasing like the teenagers, and everyone is like, and they stop and they're like bent over and they're saying, "He's the fastest kid alive. He's the fastest." And it's what I'm seeing out there, at least through 2 weeks. And it's maybe at their youth, they're young, so they can like go quicker. But the way that they're attacking, there's a relentlessness, but they're faster. They're just faster than everybody else.
Yeah.
And I'm so curious how much that matters, of course. And then congrats to Tucker Kraft, who, of course, we were at camp a couple weeks ago, and he was the one that was, about that business and that little brouhaha with the Seahawks. He's that dude, and he needs to be talked about that way.
And speaking of fast, yeah, the way he moves for his size, but as for the defensive side of the football, they fly around so much. And to me, it's not just about the physical speed. You have to have so much confidence in what you're doing defensively to play that fast and to just play with that unbridled enthusiasm that they have. that comes from Halfley, I'm sure, but also just the attitude of the guys in that room.
Yeah.
They fly around to the football and they're not worried about getting beat.
I think it's youth though too. It's like youth. It's just they're younger than
Yeah.
everybody else. For the third year in a row, I believe. Let's hear from one of the guys on this Super Bowl bound team. I'm saying it. He doesn't have to say it. I'm sure he's going week to week and focusing on what they can improve. But Evan Williams, you are such a stud. You are an emerging star at the safety spot. You wear number 33, one of my favorite numbers for these Green Bay Packers. What does this feel like to wake up after these two dominant wins in such a short span to start the season?
Oh man, it feels great. I mean, each week our goal is just to go 1-0, and really just dominate our matchup. You know, we want to put some good stuff on tape that we can be proud of. And yeah, I feel like these past 2 weeks we've done a good job of just putting that play style on tape. And yeah, being as physical, as violent as we can on defense, and then on offense, give them the ball and just watch 10 work.
It's been amazing to watch. It's very, very exciting. And, I love this LaFleur home crowd thing that's gone on the past couple of weeks. And he said after yesterday, it was the best crowd he's been a part of in 7 years with the Packers. We had the winter warning vibes from the crowd in September. And I think I've always these past couple of years, LaFleur never gets to start at home. Like, what does that matter? How much has that mattered?
Man, it's huge. I mean, you get the community of Green Bay behind you. It's really a feeling like no other. I mean, you see it right there. Like even when it was half filled near the end of the game, like the noise level is unbelievable. And anytime you can, play at home and kind of get that season started, get that momentum rolling, get the ball rolling down the hill. Man, it's special and it's been huge for our team. And so yeah, we got to kind of just continue with that energy on the road.
Evan, congratulations on everything that's gone on so far. I know how hard you've worked. I mean, it's not like this just happened overnight. Y'all have been building and building every play, every moment, every little point of emphasis on this defense and watching 10 do his thing. Now, I feel like the crowd went crazy. I went crazy. I'm at a sports bar in New York City watch. I went crazy seeing this. Now you have to tell me, I don't know if I've ever seen this out of Jordan. What am I seeing here? And what does this do to the team after it happens?
Man, he's got to relax because he is. I'd be scared whenever he's tugging that ball, running downfield. But boy, I mean, no DB wants to see a man that grown running that fast, lowering that shoulder. Like, yeah, I mean, you see your captain obviously do something like that. It's electric for the team. I mean, we were on the sideline. I think everybody stood up at the same time, just kind of looking at each other like, okay, don't let him do that again. But that was pretty tight. Yeah, I mean that was huge for a team, huge for the game.
Just a casual jog through the Washington defense on the first touchdown drive. I feel like that was like, okay, let's go do our thing here. Last Friday, everybody's talking about Justin Herbert, sort of where is he in the rankings, I guess you would say, or where's his place in the circle of life of quarterbacks? And with Mahomes, Lamar, Josh, we know like Jordan's working his way if he's not already there. How do you feel about that?
I mean, if you're in Green Bay, I feel like we see it every day, right? This guy's got elite arm talent. He's got, just every tool that you need, ability to process a defense. And, as a defender going against him every day, it is, I'll tell you, it's not fun because he will pick you apart at times and, leave you just confused as to what happened. And, to have a guy that's just able to, consistently do what he does, see defenses the way he does, and then I mean, you saw in that last clip, apparently he's adding a new repertoire to his game, being able to run down that field, look like Josh Jacobs out there.
He's never done that to you at practice, Evan?
Help me? No, you're crazy. You're crazy.
I don't know. I've never seen it before. I figured, I mean, I knew I was surprised by it. I'm surprised that you're surprised, not surprised, but that he's got that in his bag.
Nah, yeah. I mean, if he ever tried me at practice, it might be a different story, but nah, I mean, just being able to have that guy as a leader, really, like, and then you see him do stuff like that. It really just sets the tone for our team, and as a defense, it just motivates us more to get that ball back for 10 and see what he could do with those weapons.
outside of being a leader and the great guy he is, like I mean, when I talk to him, like could not enjoy. I always leave like, oh my gosh, I would run through a wall for him. He's amazing. What do you think he like? Not that he like doesn't get enough credit for, but what's something that you're like, I wish I would talk about this. This is what separates him.
I would probably just say his poise.
Mm.
He's a guy that's just never rattled. Like you try to get in his head or talk to him a little bit during practice. He's never off where he needs to be, and that's tough as a DB. You want to get a guy that's maybe had a couple 3-and-outs and now okay he's not really going through his reads like he's just a guy that's consistent. And I mean, that's just a part of his lifestyle. I feel like, everything leading up to game day is just, his preparation is elite. All of his, pre-game habits are pretty elite. And so, yeah, you go onto the field. It's no surprise that, he's doing what he's doing.
Let's talk about you. No surprise you're doing what you're doing. I didn't get to talk to you at training camp when I was there. I did talk to Coach about you. He's obsessed with you, obviously, to all the fans. A lot of your teammates, Jordan Love himself, very impressed with what you looked like in training camp, of course, building off last year. You have this huge pick of golf on Sunday. That was beautiful. Another phenomenal game last night. 5 tackles for you, Evan. 2 third-down stops. You hold Debo, who went off in week 1, and Ertz in check for the majority of the game when you were on them in coverage. But I have to say, I think you were robbed of your first career sack. Tell me I'm wrong. Let's take a look. Jaden's first drop back. Wyatt trips him up. What happens?
I mean, you could see it. It looked like I cleaned him up. I'll take half a sack if I can get that, but I haven't really seen the stat book. Man, that's what I thought. I came off the field and immediately asked all the D line. I said, "Do I get any credit for that?
You
I gotta
did
get
it.
something. I gotta
No,
get."
we looked this morning like we need a stat correction. I think Jaden gets back to the line of scrimmage if you don't get there and clean it up.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a little help from RG from the back end, but still, man, they don't be showing me love. It's all right though. It's all right.
I'll show you love. You made that the stop on 3rd down. You think I didn't see that dropping Eckler in front of the sticks, making the
Mm,
Commanders punt? That was beautiful. It's the little things, right?
it's the little things. It's the details that make a defense go, man.
What's LaFleur like after a win like that last night at home? Bright lights, Thursday night football, short week. What is that energy like?
I mean, he was juiced, man. Coming in the locker room, I mean, anytime we can get a win, even if it's an ugly win, he's going to be a guy that's, excited with everybody. But nah, I feel like just, his energy as well as the energy in Lambeau and just, we all understand what these first few games of the season, mean to us as a whole, like really to get the ball rolling downhill for the rest of the season. So, yeah, I mean, Matt came back in the locker room. He was turned as usual, after every dub. So and it's huge to get these dubs in Lambeau. Just try to stack them and yeah, go 1-0 every week.
I mean, it's hard to believe that Matt LaFleur's confidence isn't on another level right now. I feel it. I see it through the TV. I saw it in person. That's fair to say, right? Like his win over the Lions. I know how much you wanted that one. Like he's and that matters to the team, I think.
Mm. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, divisional opponent week 1 coming in our house, like we just understood the type of game that was going to be. Understand it's going to be just a 4-quarter dogfight, and yeah, really. I mean, to be able to get that win, I feel like we've been building more confidence, and then obviously being able to get one in here in our locker room and have him do what he does. It's just really brought just a different level of confidence, different level of swagger to this defense, to the whole team, really. And yeah, you see guys out there just letting it loose, right? Like not afraid to make mistakes, not afraid
Mm-hmm.
to do anything wrong. Just playing the ball, playing fast, getting our cleats in the ground, and letting the results be as they may.
Last week against the Lions, I noticed you were playing more deep safety, right? More zone, right? And then
Mm,
4 days later, short week, you're playing in the box a bunch, which is, you're playing more man.
mm.
I'm no savant here. I'm no athlete. What does it say about you? I don't want you to have to I'm sure you're going to be humble about it, but what is it that allows you to play all of these different styles so well? We were texting about it during the game. I'm like, that can't be easy.
Yeah, it's just, trying to have a little variety in your game. If you're able to do a bunch of things, and I feel like me and McKinney, or I mean, me and X, we really just like our skills, balance off pretty well. And so just being able to do, being able to blitz off the edge, you see right there, being able to drop in coverage, play man, range the middle of the field. If you can do all those things at an elite level, then, it just makes it tougher for a quarterback because now he doesn't know what you're going to do pre-snap. You're creeping down to the box and now you're creeping down or creeping back to the middle of the field. And it just makes all those looks a lot more real to a quarterback, pre-snap. And so, yeah, just trying to, build on my game, have a little variety in what I can do, being able to do anything that the defense asks of me. That's my job at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, Halfley sees all of that in you, deploying you in like every way to sort of fully take advantage of what you're not super giving yourself enough credit for, which is like obviously your IQ as a football player and then the skill set that you have. Y'all are so fun to watch. It's like unbelievable. And then in speaking of playing man, I guess like when I was watching this last night, I feel like teams don't usually go with man against a quarterback that can run the way we're used to seeing Jaden run. But you guys played a lot of it and it worked, right? I was like, I don't know about this, but then it worked. What did you see specifically, like using your football brain when you're prepping for this game that sort of was like, oh yeah, let's do more man and that'll work well?
Well, honestly, we just know the rush that we have, right? Like you get, One and RG and Van Ness all on the line at the same time. Like quarterback's got to get that ball out. And so, playing man really just allows us to, get creative up front. We can run those games, get those guys those sacks, understanding that, we don't have to cover that long because those guys are hunting on third down and, understanding that the ball's got to come out just allows us to play aggressive, as DBs. And as far as man over zone, I mean, we knew that, they got a rookie or one rookie starting on their O-line, and we just felt like we could get after him. We got the edge rushers to do so, and you see, good things are happening. And Keyshawn having a day, man.
Tell me.
Yeah, man. Just about Key.
Mm-hmm.
He's just he's a guy that has never gotten enough credit. He's used to doing, he was a big returner for us, in the past few years, but, really wanted to cement himself as a CB1 and, made that known. And so he kind of, he put that chip on his shoulder and attacked it every day, and he's a guy that, again, brings a lot of confidence, a lot of swagger to our DB room. And when he goes out there and shows it like that, it's really not a surprise because, he's doing that day in, day out in practice and just challenging himself to, be the best that he can be. And it's inspiring, man. He had 5 PBUs? Yeah, he's crazy, balling.
You're all crazy. You're all balling. You have the best defense in the league objectively. Like it's not an opinion. It's by all the numbers, right? Elite defense last year, you were top 6. I want to know, like, what is the obsession, or can you describe the emphasis on speed? Not just like 40 speed, but just fast, playing fast. You look like you're in fast forward. And you made, I mean, what is it like making Jaden Daniels look like a human being?
It's not easy. It is not easy. It's a mixture of a lot of things. And first and foremost, I got to give it up to Half just for the system that he's created. It just allows us to get our cleats in the ground and play fast, right? Like, of course, the disguise is one thing, being able to, show one thing pre-snap and get to another. That's a challenge in itself, but he never makes our jobs, so difficult that we feel out of position. And so that just allows us to, have guys like, our underneath coverage, Coop, Bull, Key, get their cleats in the ground. And then, we can just play off the quarterback at that point. I think that's when you see, us coming alive as far as, the ball's out and we're just playing fast.
It's I feel like when I was there, not this offseason, but the offseason before, Matt LaFleur talked to me about like emphasis of speed. I remember watching practice at training camp up there at Lambeau, and I was like, man, they're faster than everybody else. Right. Like, so I feel like it's this idea that maybe you guys are like the youngest team in the league. You're feisty. I'm sure that's a part of it, but I'm glad you're kind of touching on like the preparation of that. Like it takes like, you guys have to buy in and know your stuff so well to be able to play that fast. And I do think I think you're the fastest team in the league.
Man, we try to be. I mean, that's definitely a point of emphasis. We just want to be a team that's, always playing fast. As far as, yeah, being able to, see and recognize formations, or, just comprehend everything that the offense is giving you. And then, once the ball snapped, we just want to be swarming to the ball. Actually, my DB coach right before the game literally just sent me a little video of bees buzzing. He's like, "This is us all night, all night." And I'm like, "All right." So knowing, I mean, and that's just the standard at this point. You got guys that even in practice are just committing themselves to, sprinting to the ball, getting themselves in better shape, just getting ready for these Sunday nights or Thursday nights. And yeah, I mean, it shows up on tape. You got, at the end of the play, we're trying to have 11 white jerseys, in the frame. And yeah, we're hunting when we're out there. And that's just a precedent that's been set. And, we understand that nobody's going to let us down.
What did you respond when he sent you bees?
I didn't respond. I was taking a nap. It was midday. I don't got time for that. But
You think he
nah,
sent the same text to every player on defense?
maybe. He be doing that, I think. He be sending mass texts, but nah, I mean it just definitely, gets you in that mode, understanding, okay, I gotta bring
Yeah.
my stuff, gotta do my part.
You are like bees. If you're a swarm of bees, what animal is Micah Parsons?
Oh boy. He, I don't know. I mean, he a lion. You see the comparison. He's a freak, man. To be at his size and to just to, attack
Fast.
like he does. Yeah, he's like, we're fast because, we react off the quarterback and play fast, in that sense. But when I'm, post game watching him get off the ball, like it literally looks like he's in fast forward. Like he's having a
Mhm.
speed boost from 0 to, 100 in less than a second. And so, I mean, that's just inspiring as a DB room, right? Like understanding that, okay, if I'm in coverage, I could be aggressive, right? Like my rush is gonna get there. They are hunting this quarterback. And so yeah, I mean that was a huge part yesterday, and it's gonna be, continue to be a huge part this season.
He had half sack. You need a half sack. He had 3 quarterback hits, 8 quarterback pressures. He's a lion, a monster. They were, of course, in their cheetah package a ton. So we'll keep the animal references going there. I wasn't surprised last night. I was surprised about a couple of things. Not about you sort of being able to handle Ertz and Debo, okay? Because you in practice every day have to deal with this animal. We'll keep the Tucker
Oh yeah.
Craft, okay?
Oh yeah.
He 124 yards, a score, bright lights. Now he's going to be a household name, which he should have been a long time ago. I mean, you've had to defend so many good tight ends and receivers out there. Can you make the case for Tucker Kraft as the best tight end in the National Football League, please?
Absolutely. It would be my pleasure. Nah, I mean, that's just a guy that, besides having all the intangibles, just shows up with the right mindset every day. And yeah, I mean, you see it. He's able to do everything, right? Like, so on big downs, he's able to be your just traditional blocking tight end, handle DNs, handle anybody that's in the box. And then, yeah, when he gets spread out or, gets the op to get the ball, he's able to run crisp routes, get the ball and do something after the catch. I mean, you see DBs are not really trying to tackle him in the open field just because, that's a big man running now. Like you get him in the open field, that it's gonna hurt a little, like J Love, but probably worse. But nah, he's just a guy that's consistent for us. Shows up every day with the right mindset. He's gonna attack every time he's on the field, and yeah, runs great routes, great hands. He's a total package at the tight end position.
He's the best tight end in the league. I mean, Kittle's hurt, obviously. Some things are changing. It's a changing of the guard. I think we all need to like recognize what's ahead of him and the opportunity with that.
Oh yeah, I saw it coming in my rookie year, having to guard this guy. I'm like,
Really?
who is this man? Like, why is he giving me the business in practice? Is crazy. I mean, we had our dukes for sure, but nah, he's a beast, man, and he's gonna continue to be a beast for years to come.
I'm sure he makes you better. You make him better. We're going to take a TV break, but I do want to keep you and ask you a couple of more questions here because, I mean, this is fun. You have a short week. I'm sure it changes your schedule a little. You get to sit back, watch some football this
Oh, that's huge.
Sunday.
Oh my God, I cannot wait. Next three
What are you
days
going
off.
to do?
Sleep, man. Sleep in. Get great sleep. Not much. I'm gonna be around here, getting my body right because that was a
Mhm.
war yesterday for sure. But nah, I'll be around.
What surprised you about the Commanders and playing them? Like, just as you're waking up, and thank you for getting up early. You could have slept, and I'm so appreciative. What stood out about this Commanders team?
Yeah, I would definitely say it's a team that's fast and physical, kind of like us. Kind of like our mantra that we kind of want to be respected as.
Mhm.
They got weapons, man. They got Debo is a guy that you kind of get lost in, the Jaden Daniels hype, the Terry hype. Like Debo is a guy that 2 years ago is tearing up the league like with no remorse. And so just the style of play is pretty similar to what we want to be seen as. But I feel like yesterday, I mean, we just had it out for them. We understood the mission, we understood what we needed to do to get the job done, and yeah, I mean that's really what happened. But as far as them, I
Mm.
mean, they're a group that's gonna have continued success this year. Um, Jaden is a hell of a quarterback. Truthfully, we felt good about their route concepts, and I mean, Key was on that all night. We all were on that all night, and we knew the challenge that was going to be ahead of us. But they got a really good group, and I'm expecting some good
I
things
love
out
it.
of
You're
them.
like, they're really good, and we just dominated them from start of the game. They do what we do, but we just did it so much better. I love every second of it. I will say one little thing. You mentioned you're talking about the other Jaden that you beat last night, but then I need to ask you about Jaden Reed. That's one thing we're not celebrating this morning, right? It sounds like he's going to be out for a little bit. With your guess, what does losing Jaden Reed mean for this offense? Who steps up?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few people that can step up, and that's part of the beauty of I think our roster. We're so deep
Mhm.
in so many positions, right? Like I mean, MG literally didn't touch the ball last night, and we were able to do what we did. And yeah, I mean, you got guys like, Savion that are starting to step up. Wicks is,
Yeah.
himself to be really effective. You got Rome who's starting to show a little emotion. He got me turned, both of these games. You see him get a first down and start screaming. You're like, oh yeah, we're gonna win. We have to win.
Why
Because
that? Why did that do it for you?
I don't know. It's just like he's normally just the chill guy, right? Like guy that
Mhm.
gets a first down is just like, oh, this is regular. Like I do this. And so for him to, I don't know, I think it was after the first game he had that big completion down the field, and then screaming to the end zone, and I'm like, oh yeah, like if he's in that mode, then I got to be in that mode for sure.
Wait, I'm
And
gonna watch for that now. If Rome's doing some stuff, like then I know it's on. That you guys are undeniable. I love that. I'm so appreciative of your time. Congratulations on all the hard work, the success, and you giving love to everyone. Offense, defense, team win, as Matt LaFleur said. And get your rest. Go enjoy watching Bo Nix. I'm sure.
oh yeah, I'll be watching all my Ducks for sure.
Yeah. Until you face in week 15. I looked at the schedule this morning, like, whoop. It'll be on then. Love that.
Yeah,
Okay, appreciate you. Get your rest, and we'll talk to you. I mean, on your way to the Super Bowl.
absolutely. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to
You're
me.
like, I'm
Thank
going to
you.
sleep right now. Thank you so much, Evan Williams, a rising star, breakout star, whatever you want to say, just crushing it last night, the week before, huge interception on Goff. Now, he tries to keep people from scoring touchdowns. I want to talk about people who do score touchdowns. These are guys who I think are going to get in the end zone. Yeah. Little boxing. Canelo. There's a Jake Paul fight on Netflix coming up as well. There's lots going on, but I'm going to tell you football players who are going to be in the end zone. Give me Kyron Williams. Touchdown machine. He punched one in last week against the Texans. He has scored 7, let me get this right, 7 times in his last 7 regular season games. So he's got the Titans on the docket, as they say in the business. I think he scores again. I'm going to get a little gimme, wasn't involved in week 1 enough. You got to get Jamar Chase the ball. He's got the Jags. I would say if you are interested in this kind of information, I think it'll be a lot of fireworks, a lot of scoring in this game. And there's just not a chance that they don't feed Jamar the ball again and get him in the end zone. Okay, so those are safer picks. I'm going to just up it a little bit with Breece Hall against the Bills. Lost in the Rodgers and Fields showdown was his performance last week. 145 total yards against Pittsburgh. Have a bit of a soft spot in my heart for him. And we also did see Buffalo's defense. They look incredible, but they have some issues with a similar run scheme like we saw with the Ravens, and those two are kind of have a shared likeness. So I think Brees has another day. There you have it. I do have to mention that after last night, Green Bay Packers tied with the Eagles. Dun, 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 dun. We need some sort of like cue or sound for when this like things change. The winds change on FanDuel Sportsbook. They're tied at plus 360 to win the NFC. They're getting the fourth best odds to win the Super Bowl at plus 750, right on the tail of the Eagles, Ravens, and Bills, who are all at plus 700. Okay, it's hammer time. Okay. Oh, wow. All right, Hammy, we're here. You're wearing purple. I know you got a big game tonight, but I want to talk about the team that wears purple in the NFL, the Minnesota Vikings. JJ McCarthy, those 3 quarters versus the last one. What'd you watch? What'd you learn?
I mean, the good was really, really good, as we saw in that fourth quarter. And it wasn't just that he made a few nice plays, though. There were some high level details out of him that I want to dive into here. And I have to be honest, too, the bad wasn't as bad as it might have looked on TV. There were some jitters and some early mistakes, but the struggles had to do a lot with the offense as a whole, not just him. I think they really missed Christian Darrisaw, and they had a few other issues, too. And let's start there with the tape. We'll look at the first third down of the game, 3rd and 2. This is a mesh concept that they're running. Jefferson and Jalen Nailor are supposed to run this at different depth. One's supposed to be a little deeper, one's supposed to be a little shorter. They end up running it at the same level, so they're about to crash into each other here. JJ would have had an opening to hit it in that window. Instead, there's nowhere for him to go with the ball, and the left tackle's being pushed back into his lap. Not an ideal situation for your young quarterback on the first third down of his career. Ends up being a sack, but not really on him. And then later in the game, let's get to this fourth quarter. Justin Jefferson's going to come in motion here. He's going to wheel out into this deep out. Jalen Nailor's going to lift the safety. And just look at the anticipation JJ has here off of play action. That back foot's in the ground. He's ready to throw this ball before Jefferson is out of his break. And he's got a free rusher in his face barreling down on him. We talk about in the draft process, like quarterbacks that can make all the throws. This is the throw we're talking about. That is a big time throw to rifle that in, that deep out with pressure coming in at you. That is beautiful. And then the touchdown to Jefferson. Jefferson's running that dig there, highlighted in yellow. Jalen Nailor's going to lift the coverage for it. But watch where JJ's eyes are. He is staring down Kevin Byard this whole time, reading off of him where he's going with the football. As soon as he sees Byard turn towards the sideline, he knows that he can't get back in position to play this dig from Jefferson. And this is an absolute laser with anticipation. We'll see it again from the end zone view. And it's not just the throw. He has his eyes on Byard, but he feels the pocket collapsing. He doesn't put his eyes on it. He's able to subtly just slide out of the way of that. If he stays there, he gets trampled. That little slide is what opens this up. And look at that laser into the end zone for the score. That is beautiful. And those are the things you look for with the young quarterbacks. So what's going to translate? What's going to allow him to be consistently successful going forward? That pocket movement, making those throws like that deep out. He's got it all, and I'm really excited. I think it's just going to be up from here for him.
That said, Puka Nacua should have gotten NFC player. Getting excellent breakdown there. And his line for passing, by the way, too, 12.5. Falcons defense and pretty good last weekend. I still like the over there, though. Minnesota, by the way, if you were hanging out on FanDuel Sportsbook right now on the app, 3.5-point faves, Minnesota in that game as well. Play FanDuel. Tons of generosities in the works for week 2. You can get a 50% profit boost token on any bet for all Sunday games, as long as the odds are minus 200 or longer. You can't do better than that. 50% PBT. You can also get 50% PBT and use it on any live bet during the witching hour, which I guess is 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern. Enjoy week 2 and have some fun, clean entertainment, little sprinkle over on FanDuel Sportsbook. Love that. Okay, we're going to take a short up next. Aqib Talib on the show. Tucker Craft, unbelievable. We're going to get into last night. We're going to get you guys set for the weekend. Okay.
Evan's going to be a star. Love that he's starting to get a little more attention nationally, too.
Yeah, I think they're all going to get a lot of attention nationally for
Oh yeah.
for the season.
And they're playing
I
in
haven't looked
Santa
at.
Clara. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't looked at. Like I've been running the freak around.
Mhm.
I haven't seen any like. What's the talk about the Packers this morning? Is there any like? Is anyone saying like? Who's got the alt take? Like the. Does anybody have that they're peaking too soon kind of thing?
I haven't seen that.
It's
I
just
saw a
pretty.
little bit. You know how people are. I saw a little bit on Love missing those throws to Golden.
Yeah.
They'll
I
get
saw
that
a little
down.
bit of like you got to put your foot on their throat. You let them hang in there. I saw a little bit of that.
Yeah, a little bit. The missed field goal from McManus too, but I don't
I
know.
mean,
It's hard to play better.
when you're going up against contending teams, those things matter. Like down the stretch, I get what that, but they also just did
Yeah,
that to the contending team in the NFC. So like, I don't know.
yeah,
What'd you make of the
yeah.
Commanders here? We haven't talked about the Commanders much.
Yeah, it was a little concerning. Like you talked about that the offensive line, the rookie right tackle had a rough day, and they
Hmm.
weren't really getting separation against this even again. This is a as good a defense as they're going to see all year, but I thought I'd see a little bit more from Cliff. There wasn't a ton of creative elements to what they were doing yesterday. I thought maybe they would do some zone read stuff like we saw with Lamar against Micah last year that brought them a lot of success using him as the read key. They didn't really do that. Although Halfley did a great job moving Micah around too, so you didn't know where he was going to be play to play, which I'm sure helped with that. But yeah, it was a little bit of a stale performance from them.
Um, got you. I don't know what to ask about Micah to Evan. Like, I don't know what is there to ask. I feel
Yeah,
like, yeah. What is there to ask about
yeah, because
Micah? Right? I don't know.
yeah, I mean, he kind of said it all leading up. Yeah, like he said, he admitted like it brought even more juice when they got him. Like they had
I
juice
mean, it's
coming
not
in, but that just
admitted. It's
amped it
like,
up.
but it's so
No,
obvious. But there's not like, I don't think it should be
yeah,
about like, is there not an XO question to ask there about Micah? I don't know. I have
yeah.
like no
I mean, he
questions
said
about
there.
Micah. Right?
Yeah, he said they're able to play more man because they have him, so they don't have to worry about
Yeah.
holding up in coverage as long because he can get there so fast. So I think that was the answer.
Yeah. Love. Okay. How's it keep good?
From the 8 to the outside, wide open touchdown, Tucker Kraft.
Two-time All-Pro, five-time Pro Bowl cornerback, a Super Bowl champion, and congrats on the arena gridiron. Aqib Talib, how's that going? You can check it out on YouTube every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. What can we expect?
A great time, Kay. You can expect a great time, some raw football talk. You know, it's some pretty good knowledge on that show. Skip, myself, Gil getting to it, and then that other seat rotate. Richie Incognito, Gerald McCoy,
Yeah.
Cody Kessler, man. So it's some good knowledge on the show. We hit good topics, and we have a good time, Kay.
You're honest, Richie Incognito, very honest. You had a couple viral moments.
Very.
Congratulations on just on that and getting to sort of hang out with players and be part of the lore that is this crazy NFL season. You're talking about having fun. The Packers are having so much fun. Oh my gosh. Like this defense, when you watched this last night, when you watched the first game, holding these Commanders to 230 yards, what's the Aqib Talib Super Bowl champ takeaway?
They look great. They look great. It was a already pretty juiced up team, you know, 11-5 or whatever they was last year. Pretty good team, playoff team last year. Then you bring Parsons in the building, man. That's always going to turn it up a little bit. So I think, man, they on cloud nine right now. And I didn't know how the DBs would play. That's why my only question mark was how these DBs going to play. I mean, I know they got McKinney. How the rest of the guys going to play? And they faring well so far this season, man. The corners looked great yesterday. They sat on a lot of routes, man. That's what you're supposed to do when you got guys like Parson, man. Slow them feet down a little bit and just know that ball coming out fast. That's what they corners did yesterday, man. They had real sticky coverage. And they looking like the team that beat in the NFC right now. I don't want to say it. I don't want to just put it out there, but they looking like they may be the team that beat in the NFC.
I feel like they look like they all took a bunch of Red Bull and like pixie sticks, and they're just so much faster.
It's that confidence.
Yeah. Is it confidence or is it that they're so young? They're so young, Aqib. They're the youngest team again for the third straight year.
it's like, hey, sometimes, like, you know, some of them young buck teams I played on, we
Mhm.
didn't look like that because we just wasn't real confident about the situation. Like Josh Freeman was our starting quarterback, and we wasn't just turned up about that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm.
but we had a you know, a veteran team in Denver, and Peyton was our quarterback, and we felt like we got all the boxes checked. We could actually win a chip this year, and our juice was cranked up. Like we can actually win a chip this year. It's that we can win confidence and make it ignites the stadium, it ignites the locker room, and you can just feel it when guys feel like, oh, this is our window, this is our op right here. It's
Yeah.
you play a certain way, and that's what I get from Green Bay for real.
You're saying they're the team to beat in the NFC. You said it. You just saw the other team. Rams look pretty good. They got a quarterback who's done that.
Yeah,
They
they
got a
do.
great coach. These Eagles fans are going to come at you for these comments. What is
Well,
the
I'm just saying
argument?
they just looking like it. I didn't say they are the team to beat. We
Who
only
is?
2 weeks in.
Is it the Eagles?
Of course, it's the Eagles. It's the Eagles, the champs. You gotta beat the champs if you wanna win a chip. You gotta get through the champs, right? So
Hmm.
I feel like the Eagles are the team to beat. The Packers are playing with that we can win confidence right now. I know what it looked like, and that whole building think they got an opportunity to win the chip, and you could see it in their tempo.
Mm. Holding the Commanders to 230 yards. Okay, that's the fewest since Jaden Daniels has become the starter.
Mhm.
He's so incredible. On the Commander side, like I love when they're great. I want them to be great. I want them to be right back in the NFC Championship game. What do you think Cliff and Jaden, that offense could have done or should have done differently?
I honestly just feel like that duo was pretty new last year.
Mm.
So we seen Cliff Kingsbury before, but we didn't see him with Jaden. So when you get a new duo, they kind of mesh different. They tweaked the playbook a little bit, and you know it was just a new duo. It was the hot thing last year. When you the hot thing, now you every offseason, now in the offseason, everybody want to make a game plan to stop you. So
Mm.
the Eagles kind of put that blueprint out there a little bit last year in the playoffs, 55 to 20 or 23 or whatever it was. They held them down pretty good. So that blueprint is out there, man. I know they add Debo, they add a couple new nuances to the offense, but like that screen game that wasn't working yesterday was super successful last year. All them quick passes. It wasn't really successful yesterday because that's your MO. Like with the Broncos, that was our MO. We had a new defense. We like to play match. We do all this. We dominated one year, won the chip. The next year, the Falcons kind of put an MO out there on us. They put me and Chris on one side and they just play on this side, make our linebackers cover. Y'all want to play on this man, then we're going to put y'all dogs on this side, y'all cover guys on this side. We're going to make y'all linebackers and y'all safeties cover, and we're going to play one-sided football. So you get an MO, you know what I'm saying? Guys kind of get the blueprint how to beat you. And you know, the Commanders, they're gonna have to fight that. They're gonna have to switch some things up because guys gonna kind of have that blueprint on the stuff that they did last year.
What do they switch up? How do you combat everything you're saying?
Hey, that's Cliff Kingsbury's job, man. He get paid the big bucks. He got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? He got Debo. He gonna add some new stuff with Debo. You seen some of the new stuff he added with Debo week 1.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The reverse element of it, and you know what I'm saying? So that's what Cliff Kingsbury got to do. I don't really know what y'all do. I read offenses and I see how to beat them. I don't really create new offenses. That ain't really my thing, okay?
Aqib, how do you read Jordan Love? Because you don't have this confidence without believing that your quarterback can take you there. You don't bring in Michael Parsons unless you're showing that you think this is the quarterback to take you there. Where do you put him in your conversation of the greater quarterbacks in this league? I'm talking Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Jalen. Where do you slot him in there? Herbert, where is he?
He definitely top 10. He top 10. I think he's behind the Allens, the Lamars, the Burrow, and Mahomes. Then you got that next wave of guys, and I think he's right in there with that next wave of guys with Herbert, Jaden, him, Goff, Stafford, them next wave of guys. I'm taking any one of them guys right there. So he could win, man. If you're in that second tier, second wave of guys in the league, in my opinion, we could win with you, man. He can run when he need to run. He's accurate downfield. He got a leadership quality about him. If you put a good defense with him, a good line, solid run game, you can win with him. So I'll ride with him.
It'll be, I think it'll be something to track. Who's the best quarterback in the NFC? Like you have Jaden, you have Stafford, obviously Goff.
Hurts, Jalen Hurts. I put Hurts. Hurts might be with. I put Hurts with Mahomes. Them man. He a true leader,
100%.
A real winner. I put him with them guys. When you come in the league and you do what he did, you get your ticket on to the high class, the first class part of the plane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
and
Jalen Hurts is with them guys. So in the NFC, I like Jaden Daniels. I like Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels, Love, Stafford, Goff. They're my top 5 QBs in the NFC. I'm riding with. You got one of them guys, I think you got a good shot to win the chip. I think all those guys got a good shot to win a chip.
Does Brock belong in that conversation?
I put Brock in the third tier to me. You know what I'm saying? He behind those guys. A lot of people want to put Baker top 10. I put Baker behind those guys too. He right behind those guys. I don't know what it is, but I like Baker. I love his competitive edge. I would love to play with him.
Yeah.
But I just go off your resume, man. You did get Cleveland in the playoffs one time. You did inherit a great Bucks team and took them to the playoffs 2 times. So I always put Baker like 11, right at 11, 12 in the league because it's just 10 guys who I'll probably take before I take him. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Nobody knows better. You're saying like, look at what Jalen did. Nobody knows better than the Chiefs. That's who they have this week. Super Bowl rematch. It's finally KC gets to go home, be at Arrowhead. The first week against the Chargers, not pretty. What decides this game in Aqib Talib's eyes?
Oh man, goats. It's quarterbacks. Who gonna overcome? It's the Chiefs going to overcome everything that they're going through, no wideouts and struggling a little bit on defense. Is Andy Reid and Mahomes going to overcome that? Or is Jalen them going to do what they do, man? So I think it's a quarterback, head coach, duos, whoever's the best out of those guys, that's who's going to win the game.
A.J. Brown had 1 catch for 8 yards last week. It's been discussed a lot. He explained what happened to Jordan Schultz. Let's both take a listen.
I got zoned the entire game. I didn't get not one single man rep. So obviously there won't be any separation. And I'm not hurt and I wasn't a decoy, just kind of how the game went.
What can you translate that? What are your thoughts on that?
Man, he said it perfect. I'm glad he's not hurt and not in his feelings about it because Jalen looked at him and see if it was there. I seen him with my own eyes 6 or 7 times. Check. It's not there. They doubling him again. They kind of rolled to him. Corner playing hard, safety over the top. They rolled to AJ all game. And they didn't blitz a lot. The Cowboys didn't blitz a lot either. So they kind of dropped 7 guys in the coverage, rush 4. And if you do that, you're just going to let Jalen Hurts dominate the game with his legs. And that's the beauty of the Eagles, man. They could beat you so many ways. They can tote the rock and beat you with Saquon. Then if you load that box and you want to play man, they could beat you on the outside. You want to drop everybody and play coverage, he could dominate you with his legs. So it's kind of pick your poison. And they picked to let Jalen dominate with his legs, and that's what he did.
Eagles 1.5-point faves on the road against the Chiefs. Who wins?
I'm riding with the Chiefs, man. I don't. It's Andy Reid is one of the best coaches in the league, probably the best coach in the league. Patty is the best quarterback in the league. Receivers or no receivers, guys like that find a way to not start 0-2. You know what I'm saying?
Because everyone's off of them.
Exactly.
Everyone's
you're
off
back
of
against
them.
the wall. When your back get put against the wall like that, when Tom back was put against the wall like that, Tom always found a way to get it done. At home, Tom and Bill, they found a way to get it done. So I just like the Chiefs. I think they're the Patriots of our generation, and they back against the wall right now. And it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. That's dominating the team. It's hard to do that. They beat them, and it's hard to do that, Kay. I'm just going to ride with the Chiefs.
We'll see if you're
I,
taking a victory lap on the Arena Gridiron. New episodes on YouTube
exactly.
every
I
Monday,
picked the Chiefs on
Tuesday.
there too.
Oh,
I
you
picked the
did
Chiefs on there too. Yeah. So
and
I'm gonna
Thursday.
ride with my
Yeah.
pick.
We'll have to see what you say. One last one for you on your platform. You have been very honest about your feelings about Caleb Williams from what you saw last
Yeah.
week. How do we fix it? I know you're saying you're not paid, you're not Ben Johnson, but how long can we expect this adjustment period to last between Caleb and Ben before I freak out and worry if I'm a Bears fan?
I think I talked over the promo though, but Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, PST,
Yes.
YouTube, we live, the gridiron. But Caleb. I don't know. I just never was a fan. He hold the ball all his plays come off that right there, or it come off whip, juke, dip, run down, then throw a pass. So it's the NFL. I'm just not a fan of that style of play, man. You either got to run the ball or you got to sit in the pocket, make good throws, get the ball out on time. He missed a lot of throws to me. I never been around him, but I don't know. I don't know if the leadership is there. It just looks shaky to me. I don't see a Jordan Love, a Jayden Daniels. I don't see that. I never been around those guys, but they just look like leaders. They smiling, how they talk to their team, how they interact with their team. He just seemed like he kind of a standoff kind of guy to me. You know
How
what I'm
much does
saying?
that matter? You think that if that's affects, so it said he has none of it going on. He doesn't have that part or like he's making plays, getting the ball out of his hands quick, right? Which one matters more, right? When you're saying
both
it's
of them
the
matter, Kay. You're the
NFL,
quarterback. You're the quarterback. Like, if we gonna win, we always gonna look at you, we got a chance. Or we gonna look at you, damn, we ain't got no chance. Like with the Broncos, shit, we looked over there, we didn't give a damn what was going on. We had Peyton. Peyton was a great leader. He was social. He'd come down, laugh and joke with the DBs, and he got it on in practice. He was accurate. Like we always felt like we had a chance to win. When he went down, it was like, damn, Brock Oswald in, AD, we got to really have this shit tight. The building is a little bit tighter. Our practices are a little bit, we locked in a little bit more. They're a little bit more serious because we got to make sure we don't give up more than 18 points. We got to win this thing on defense. With Peyton, we lax, we play around, man. We still going to try to give y'all 18. If y'all score 24, shit, we got Peyton. You know what I'm saying? So it's a confidence that quarterback brings. I don't think nobody in that building has that confidence when they look over at Caleb Williams. So
it's
he ain't do nothing to prove it.
The Arena Gridiron, new episodes on YouTube, like you said, every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday TV break, but we are live on YouTube, which is, of course, also where you can see the Arena. I, of course, want to ask you about Denver and your thoughts on this team. I'm trying to think. They've got, let's see, who do they have this week? I don't even know. Who do they have this week?
Colts.
Oh, okay. Do you see
Daniel
similarity? What your thoughts on that? Give me your thoughts on that. I don't know why we're asking about that. I have the no-fly zone here, but I want to talk about this team with no-fly zone did their thing.
Yeah, we want to talk about these guys, man.
Yes, I do. That'd be great.
Hey, now these guys got a quarterback who's confident. He worked hard. When they look at Bo, they're like, oh yeah, we got a chance to win. So Bo with Sean Payton, man, that's confidence right there, man. That make the defense play better. And the defense is looking great. They got a great rush, a great secondary. Man, I expect big things from the Broncos, man. They going to compete to win the AFC West. If they don't win the AFC West, they'll be the 5th seed. They'll be the number one wild card team if Patrick Mahomes and the guys win the AFC West again. So they know how to play them boys too. They know how to play the Chiefs, man. Vance Joseph do a great job against the Chiefs. So I like it, man. They swagged up. Them all orange uniforms is clean as hell. You know what I'm saying? So I'm loving the Broncos right now. I'm loving the Broncos
them?
right now.
Are you loving them at 2.5-point favorites against the Colts?
Oh, easy work. I think they're gonna go on the road, get in that dome. They're gonna get in that dome and do their thing in that dome. Okay, so hey, take the Broncos, man. They're gonna serve these boys. Daniel Jones, he don't like playing against defenses like this.
Oh, really?
Nah, it's the Broncos.
And nobody wants to get.
Benito.
I don't know what quarterback that wants to play against a team that's
Nobody.
giving up 2.42 yards per play to start the
Exactly.
season. We love it. Appreciate you so much, Aqib Talib. Congrats on the new show. Thanks for
Thank
your
you,
thoughts,
Kay.
and I love your confidence in the Chiefs. Let's go. You're like the only person that I've talked to that believes in the Chiefs.
Yeah, man, they're going to get it done. AFC West business.
Maybe not in the AFC. You just said the Broncos might win the West. Oh, Aqib Talib. He's the best. I love having him on the show. Big thanks to the Packers and to Evan Williams, his entire team, for waking up early and letting us hang out with him. Ham, I got to, I'm here in New York. I popped by. So the PLL, we had TREVOR Baptiste on our show, remember, like a couple months ago?
Yeah.
And this dude's been with the same team with PLL since 2019. He's the best ever. Has not played in a championship, and he gets to on Sunday. So we're going to show you guys a little of that.
I want to get nitty gritty here. As you're approaching Denver, like, what does it come down to? Denver wins on Sunday if what?
I think we win if, you know, I don't really want to get into that too much, but we handle the distractions. There's a lot of noise, you know, going into a championship game.
What does it come down to? The game is won where?
Like I said, I've said it multiple times, but the emotions. You really just have to handle everything like a pro, which I know that our team is mature enough to be able to limit the distractions and focus on one goal in mind.
I think it's going to be one in between the lines. I think it's going to be one in transition.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
Both teams have really great offensive talent. We got guys like Shelley and Jeff and Xander, and with on their side O'Neal and Kavanaugh and Bernhardt, you know, like, their guys are going to get goals. Both of our defenses are strong, but you just can't really give up the easy ones in transition. You know, going from O to D, like, try to make. That's what championship ball's all about, making teams earn it. You know, I think that's what it's going to come down to.
I think it's going to be high scoring. I love this. It's the Premier Lacrosse League championship game. It's on Sunday, 12:30 Eastern, between New York Atlas. We'll have the home crowd against the Denver Outlaws, two of the biggest stars. One to beat squad yesterday. New York's TREVOR Baptiste, the Jerry Rice of faceoffs, by the way. Like, no one comes close. And then we had Denver's Brennan O'Neal mustache, who might take home the league MVP tonight. I'm very, very excited about all of that. Brennan's Outlaws, by the way, 1.5-point favorites. Ooh, faves over Atlas in kind of like a road game on FanDuel Sportsbook. As of this morning, he's getting the second best odds to win MVP at plus 470. TREVOR, 8th best odds to take home MVP. He's definitely going to win faceoff specialist. That's a lock. He's unbelievable. But thanks to PLL for always including me and finding time for me to hang. It's awesome. Congrats on the success and good luck on Sunday.